Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is lovely to see you today. In today's video I'm going to be talking about how working with my deities has helped me grow in my personal life and in my witchcraft practice. So grab that cup of tea, let's get to it. So I've been working with deities for a couple of years now, and it's something that I never thought I would do, but I've really enjoyed. I've got a lot out of, and I know that in order to be a witch you don't have to work with deities, you don't have to have them in your life, you don't have to believe in them, you don't have to have any kind of higher being in your life in order to practice witchcraft, and I think that's amazing. Myself, my religious practice is that I'm an omnist, which means that I believe all religions have a little bit of truth to them, but that no one religion has all the answers, and so I've always just kind of done my own thing. Working with deities has been something that has really helped me to focus my practice, and it's brought deities into my life, which is really good for me because I love prayer. I love being able to pray. I see spells as kind of a prayer, and if you want me to talk more about that I can, just let me know down in the comments. But yeah, I think it's really important to use deities and to work with deities in a way that is going to work well for yourself, and it's not something that is right for everyone. But I did just want to come and do like a little update. You know, I'm always sharing my witchcraft practice and where I am here on the channel. So if you enjoy hearing about witchcraft and you enjoy my content as a whole, definitely head down below and subscribe. We'd love to have you come and join us in the butterfly family. Leave me a comment and a like as well, and don't forget to check out the links in the description. I do have a Ko-fi and a Patreon. They are great ways for just £2 a month to help me keep this channel and my blog going, two places where I have a voice, and it means a lot to me that I'm starting to get people believe in me enough that they really want to support me, and it means the absolute world to me. So thank you to both of my Patreons. It's just incredible. So definitely check out those links if you would like a different way to support me here on the channel. But a like, a comment and a subscribe is more than enough. Let's get to it, shall we? So a few years ago I started to get the feeling that there was a deity that wanted to work with me. It was Archangel Michael, and he wanted to come and work with me, and I started to realise that I'd always been working with him. When I was a child I was very sensitive in a psychic way. I would be able to tell when there were other beings in the room with me. I could sense ghosts. I would quite often wake up and things would not feel right. I don't know how to explain it. I can talk more about this if you would like me to, but it was a time where I was very scared, and basically I would pray for angels. I was always praying for angels to come and keep me safe, and I never thought to pray specifically to Archangel Michael. But what I came to realise was that Archangel Michael was always walking beside me. And when I look back sometimes on memories, like from when I was at university, I was in a very toxic and abusive relationship. And there were times when I was in very dangerous situations and things happened that were, you know, anything could have happened to me. When I look back now, I'm like, oh my gosh, Beverley, what were you doing? But I was safe. Bad things didn't happen. They could have happened, and I was scared at times, but they didn't happen. And it was only by accepting Archangel Michael and bringing him into me and, you know, making a little altar for him, that I realised that he had been there. He had kept me safe, and he had helped me to get to this age that I'm at now in a safe relationship, and to really appreciate that he'd always been there. Ever since letting him into my life and starting to really work with him intentionally rather than just being terrified off my face, I really started to see that I was growing and changing. I was starting to really set boundaries for myself, and that was something that I had never ever done before. I have close family members who have in recent years made me feel really awful, and I've cried a lot about it, and I've been upset a lot about it. Working with Archangel Michael, I actually set up boundaries for myself. I stepped away from trying to please them all the time and trying to get them to like me, and instead stood back and was like, you know what, I don't need you to like me. You know, I didn't choose to be in your life, you didn't choose to be in mine, and that's okay. You know, I think it's really important to set boundaries in your life, and it was something that I'd never really done before, but the minute I did, I felt better. Archangel Michael is great for setting boundaries and letting go of people who've let you down or left you in the past. And so I found myself doing a lot of spells and a lot of rituals that were letting go and cutting cords and cutting ties to things that were hurting me. I remember doing a whole ritual where I literally felt like somebody had unplugged this big massive wad of cords out of my side, and I immediately felt better. It was incredible. That is the power of Archangel Michael. He can cut through things. He can help you to prioritize your protection. He helped me to see that I needed to have protections around my house. I needed to have protections for myself online. I had to really start to see that I was worth self-love and self-protection and self-care. Realizing these things and seeing these things was a big game changer for me, and Archangel Michael was the one that really helped me start to lay a foundation for my witchcraft and for my personal life, that then allowed these other two deities to come into my life and keep building those walls. And not walls to keep people out, but walls that are going to build this empresses. You know, I think sometimes we all have these moments where we think, I wish I could be like that. And I would see pictures of these amazing witches and holding their space and being who they are, and I would think, I want to be that. Having a foundation with Archangel Michael allowed me to do that, and allowed me to start being the person that I actually want to be. Instead of people pleasing and running after people, I'm instead just keeping people around me who actually want to be around me. The next deity that came into my life was Diana. Diana has a very loving and gentle energy with me. She feels like a mother or a sister. It's very much that feeling of gentle encouragement to get me to do the things that I want to do, and helps me to see my worth, along with Archangel Michael, realizing I am actually that Empress. I am the Queen of Cups. I am this incredible human being, and I can start becoming who I've always wanted to be. Diana's helped me to start really taking my witchcraft seriously and really taking this channel seriously, and seeing that I am worth somebody taking their time to sit down and watch on a video. I am worth the time and effort that it takes to put on these incredible rituals, these amazing spells and magics that I'm doing every day. I'm worth that. I'm worth the time and energy, and I never felt that before I started working with these deities. She also helped me to build my confidence and to see that I am just as good as all these other witches that I look up to here on YouTube, and I'm just as good as anybody else out there. We are all worthwhile. We all have a piece in the big tapestry of life. And to see that beautiful nature around me all the time, and to feel grounded in my animals that I have, and grounded in the nature around me, the magic of the everyday, she helped me see that. And that has been something that has really made me feel more magical than anything else. I think the moment I started to realise there is magic in just waking up in the morning, there is magic in my heart beating, there's magic in sitting and meditating, there's magic in the leaves falling in autumn and following the wheel of the year, and doing just my everyday life is magical. I don't have to just be sat in my witchcraft room. I don't have to just be at my altar to be this amazing witch. And learning that really came from working with Diana and seeing that her magic comes from forest. And I live in a town that is surrounded in forest. And to start seeing the magic all around me, that's what I got from her. She's an incredible deity, and I just love walking beside her through the forest. It just feels like such an incredible magical journey, and I'm so grateful. And lastly, I work with Hecate. Hecate was a witch that my best friend Kelly works with, and my best friend Kelly is a goth and so much the opposite of me, this colourful, happy butterflies and deer kind of girl. And I never thought Hecate would reach out to me. But I think that dark side of every person and the dark side of life is something that I kind of shied away from a lot in life. And Hecate has helped me to see that we don't just need light, happy sunshine, we need the darkness as well. She helps me feel safe when I'm trying new things. That is something that I've talked about a lot here on this channel, how trying new things really terrifies me. And yet Hecate helps me to see that by starting that new project and trying that new thing, I can really do incredible things and achieve amazing things. And that's so incredibly wonderful. Like, it just makes me feel so loved and cared for. And I love that so much. To know that somebody who definitely, Hecate can be this scary witch, and when you do research on her, you know, a lot of the things that go along with her can be scary, but her energy feels very motherly to me, in a different way to Diana, more in a way of you can do this, like tough love kind of thing, rather than a gentle coax. She's more like, get out there and do it. And I need that sometimes. I need that. She's helped me to start being unafraid of ghosts and spirits, my psychic abilities. And again, this is building on the work that I started doing with Archangel Michael. Hecate has helped me to start to want to do diving deeper with my ancestor work and maybe connecting psychically with some of my family members. And that is something that I was always like, I don't want ghosts in my house. I don't want to know. Don't want it. I close my eyes to such a thing. But Hecate really helps me to see that we're all going to die at some point, and it's just another journey. It's just another way of being, another state that we are in on this journey. And just because we as humans don't understand it doesn't mean it's something that we have to be scared of or run away from. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go to a haunted house on my own at night, none of that kind of thing. But it's more just helping me to build on the foundations that I didn't know I was working on all this time with Archangel Michael. And now Hecate has seen that I've always had these abilities, I've pushed them away and shut them down so much. Now it's time to kind of blossom and open it up and blossom into who I'm supposed to be, not just who I want to be. Like, Beverley is living a life that my soul wants experience from, wants to grow from. And so as you start to realise that and start to see that my soul has come here to learn certain things, maybe it's learning in ways that I haven't fully understood yet and I can't get my head around yet, but one day I'm going to look back and be like, yeah, I became who I needed to be. My soul is going to one day go back home and start to see that, yeah, I ticked off those boxes. And that's what I really am trying to concentrate on now, is looking for clues as to the things that my soul wants to find out here on this plane, why they chose to become Beverley, and how I can grow and become that person so that they don't have to reincarnate back onto this earth again. That is, after all, what we're all trying to do, isn't it? Working with deities is something that is incredible and hard work. You need to be dedicated. There's a lot of learning and studying involved in it, and I didn't always understand that. And it's something that I struggle with a lot sometimes. But it's also something that I've gotten so much out of. I'm a different person to who I was when I started working with each of these deities. Now, there are many different ways of looking at deity work. It can be that, yes, I am working with deities that are helping me do the things that I need to do to grow in these areas. They're put in certain situations in my way so I grow and develop and become whoever it is I'm trying to become. You can also look at it as you start to step into the energy of the things that you need, and we've given it the name of a certain deity. We don't know, do we? That's the thing. We don't know what the truth is. All I know is from my personal experience, from each time that I have accepted one of these deities into my life has started improving and I've started becoming a better person. So for that, I'm extremely thankful. And so this is kind of like a public thank you to my deities for always being there and having my back and always pushing me to step into who I need and want to be. Let me know down below if you have enjoyed this video, if you've got something out of it. Let me know as well in a comment down below if you work with any deities and who you work with, and let me know the sorts of things that you have got from working with your deities. Just let me know all the things. I want to hear all your stories, thoughts and feelings down below, because I love talking to each and every one of you. While you're down there, don't forget to leave me a cheeky little like so I know that you enjoyed this video, and YouTube will as well. It will help push my video out and help my channel to grow, so a cheeky like would be amazing. And last but certainly not least, if you like my content and you like this little face, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays, my health permitting. I always do my very best to be here with you every week, twice a week. Take care everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful, magical few days, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!